Once God puts his hands on you and says you are the one, the devil notices you too. What's up, family? Welcome back to the Stop Sinking Show. I'm recording this because I need to hear it. I need it as a reminder to myself now, and I need it as a reminder to all the future versions of me when I'm going through challenges and I feel beaten and blinded by all the difficulty, and I can't see past it. This episode is filled with quotes by the greats, followed by my expansion of my own thoughts and reflection that I need to hear. Challenge accepted. There is meaning to be found here. Challenges are what make life interesting, and overcoming them is what makes life meaningful. I see you. I see you struggling. I see you in pain. I see you stricken with grief and confusion. You don't know what tomorrow brings and how to plan for it. You finally had it figured out and it got washed away. You finally took steps forward only to be thrown back. But imagine that this is part of the forward movement. You don't have to see it right now. Just imagine. Imagine if you just stayed in what you thought was your idea of progress. What could have been denied to you that you are gaining now? Just imagine. What more is in store for you on the other side of this pain? This challenge, this difficulty. Imagine. You are forging character. You are adding depth. Maybe all you needed to do was take those first few steps and the rest would take shape. Maybe this is part of the shaping. How much more interesting will you be after these challenges? Allow yourself to be in them. These should be the greatest days of your life. They all should. You are deepening. Allow it. You have added meaning on the other side. Through this way, you are becoming. Character is built out of adversity. God only tests his most capable. God saves the hardest tests for the most worthy. To whom much is given, much is tested. So frame the battle as a blessing. Some battles you have to fight more than once to win. Some daily, others at regular intervals. Consider yourself the luckiest for the difficulty you experience. Once God puts his hands on you and says you are the one, the devil notices you too. The work you are supposed to do comes with its demons. The bigger the blessing, the steeper the incline, the harder the climb. You don't get to the top without the thinner air. Your breath must be labored on the way up for you to survive once you are there. Your difficulties build lung capacity. This is your breath work. A smooth sea never made a skillful sailor. You are building muscles to prepare you for future storms. You wouldn't want a life of ease that left you undeveloped. All of your might, all of your strength, wit, and senses are required to be strained in the making of your masterpiece. The integrity of your structure is forged under intense heat. Ease and cool don't create enough pressure to create chemical change. To create the material of your making, To sculpt out of formless, storms are required. To test your survivability and thrivability, storms are required. The stakes must be high. The tides must be high and fierce. Anyone can navigate a calm sea. It's who you look to when things get difficult, when the conditions are rough, that points to the most competent. Ships don't sink because the water around them. Ships sink because the water gets in them. Challenges themselves don't hold within them the capacity to destroy. Destruction is not automatically demanded. The combination of your willingness to combat, the skill to navigate, and the integrity of your make, your structure, will determine the outcome. It is only when all these fail and falter does water breach on board. Welcome the storms. The true testament of a man is not measured through times of comfort and convenience, but through times of challenge and controversy. Look at the hardship as an opportunity, as a source of joy, as a source of information. Look at it as a window into who you are and a turning point in deciding who you will be. Ask yourself if what you see is pleasing to witness, and if the answer is no, ask yourself if you're willing to live with it if it continues to look the same. If the answer again is no, ask yourself instead what you want to see. And now you have more information to start on becoming that. To be successful, you must accept all challenges that come your way. You can't just accept the ones you like. The universe conspires to make you all that you can be. You have parts of you that are hidden to you that will be required to be called upon for future bigger battles when the stakes will be much higher. The universe puts you through things you don't even know you need to go through. Your spirit has its own growth curve and trajectory. You cannot accept to only be presented with a sequence of hardship in some linear fashion. You don't see how the dots all connect yet. This one is building you for something that will be of utmost importance and play an integral role on what you become. Don't be so foolish as to think you know exactly what you need at this exact moment. Don't get lost in the magic and open your eyes to the fact that if this is in front of you now, that it must be in some divine sequence. Accept all assignments as a summon to your being, not just the ones you like. True Zen never stops. It never congeals into such truths. That is why everyone must be constantly pushed to the abyss, starting over and feeling their utter worthlessness as a student. Without suffering and doubts, the mind will come to rest on cliches and stay there until the spirit dies as well. Not even enlightenment is enough. You must continually start over and challenge yourself. You have to create a harbor for problems to be perennial. Accept and allow for them to have a permanent place in your garden. Position them not as unwanted or unfortunate, but as a great force of nature to serve your potential. A thorn does not exist to cause pain and prick the caretaker. It protects the beauty you appreciate. What we associate with pain allows us to stave off greater threats. Without the sharp edges, we are dull. On the way to ultimate peace, we must encounter incessant disruption. Every new level comes with its own set of challenges, its own feelings of inadequacy. If there's even a chance of surfacing the best of you, you will be required to willingly go from obstacle to obstacle with no drop in enthusiasm, with minimal effect on your mental health. Accept it as a positive indication of being on the right path, on a path to mastery and meaning. The basic difference between an ordinary man and a warrior is that a warrior takes everything as a challenge, while an ordinary man takes everything as a blessing or a curse. A warrior is a mindset. A warrior voluntarily confronts, and the entire disposition of a challenge changes when you add the word voluntary. It automatically endows you with a posture and positioning that is of a greater stature than the problem itself. No matter the size of the mountain, when you voluntarily confront it, you somehow exclaim that there is a part of you that is bigger than the mountain, that it is able to be conquered. A warrior repositions all difficulties as welcomed challenges in which he is called to confront them with all his facilities. An ordinary man passively views what is happening to him, to file them neatly and accordingly, and timidly accepts the circumstance. He does not view a difficult situation as a call to adventure, as a trial of his construct. A warrior's reward is to go to war. It is for which he is built, for what he has trained. Times of peace and prosperity are no place of solace for a warrior. His instincts to conquer and overcome is not nurtured in times of ease. The warrior seeks out difficulty. He knows he is best where he is tested. It is a reason for his existence. If you shield the mountain from the windstorms, you'll never get to see the beauty of the carvings. Trust the struggle. Embrace the challenge in adversity. The Grand Canyon was carved by the wind and the water. Its beauty manifested through force. Nature is the ultimate artist. Its brushstrokes are by divine design, held by God. If the flow is too gentle, the breeze too soft, we would be deprived of beauty, a loss of art. If you never face challenges or challenge yourself, how would you know you're getting better? You can't benchmark yourself. You need others or triumph to help further evolve you. A test is a test. To test you. It means to check and see how much you know, how strong you are, where you can improve. Without challenges, without these tests, I would have no way to discern my disposition, to gauge what I'm made of, to see where I fall short and don't match up to my ideal. An ideal tests you and judges you and tells you where you stand. You need tests. We lead timid lives, shrinking from difficult tasks till perhaps we are forced into them or ourselves determine on them, and immediately we seem to unlock the unseen forces. When we have to face danger, then courage comes. When trial puts on a long continued strain on us, we find ourselves possessed by the power to endure. And when disaster ultimately brings the fall for which we so long dreaded, we feel underneath us the strength of the everlasting arms. Common experience teaches us that when great demands are made upon us, If only we fearlessly accept the challenge and confidently expend our strength, every danger or difficulty brings its own strengths. You already have all you need to meet any difficulty. Don't let your mind fool you otherwise. It thinks in narrow pathways and does not grasp the vastness of your being. It cannot possibly take into account all that lies outside of its understanding that comes forth to rescue you in the depths, in the darkness. You already have all that you need. Trust and fearlessly accept. And move on to the next one. If you think about how good you are, as opposed to what the next challenge is going to be, then you've already lost. We have to stay humble. You are never meant to arrive at a frictionless state. We are meant to welcome and invite and open the door for more hardship. That is what keeps the iron hot. Without it, you dissipate under your own delusions. You invite dissolution and decay if you ever seek respite from difficulty. Your excellence demands your recognizance. You must be willing to present yourself and show up for the next one. Our eternal peace depends on eternal triumph. There is no victory without war. Challenges demand your willing presence and seeking for the next one. Through them is how you and nature conspire, a never-ending dance. Challenges are not meant to derail you. They are not meant to put your life on pause. They are meant to be integrated with every other aspect of your being. Because challenge will follow another challenge. Soon as you have mastered one, you are on to the next one, and you should be seeking to be. That is what it takes to be an artist. That is what it takes for mastery. You begin again the next day to a new climb. Don't pray for ease. Learn to form wings against the storm winds. Challenge accepted. Love you.